Hey guys, welcome back. We've got another video today. Today I'm going to be covering a content generator for LinkedIn. So this is something I use every day for my own LinkedIn account. And basically what it does is it uses AI to generate an idea, generate text for the content, and also generate an image using AI to go along with the text and the concept. And it also obviously posts it straight away to your LinkedIn. So this is something I use every day because most people just use AI to make LinkedIn posts anyways, and this also has like a CTA. It actually researches what's like popping off at the moment with your kind of niche. So it does all that, finds a good content idea to do with like your offer, has a CTA, has an image that goes along with the content, and the image has like a stylistic look that is going to be used in every single one of your posts, so it looks like you have a kind of theme. So yeah, it's really powerful. It posts better content than I could do before I used it. So yeah, and we're just going to be using N8N and some Gemini APIs and DeepSeek. You can use any kind of LLM, but yeah, that's what I'm using today. So yeah, let's jump in. Okay, so this is what the flow looks like in N8N. So you can see it's not a super difficult flow, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like when it's actually done. So these are two examples. Obviously you can prompt it to make your image different, or prompt it however you like. So it will create something like this, something that's just going to kind of market your offer to your LinkedIn audience. So I've just started using LinkedIn to kind of I kind of connect with the people that I'm trying to sell to and push on, and I connect with them, and then I just kind of nurture them every day with content. And this is a really easy way to do it because I actually use this flow every day for myself. So I thought I may as well show it because most people just use AI to make their posts anyway, so you may as well just automate all of it. So yeah, you can kind of create images. You can put like a CTA, you can even put like a website link in your post. You can do all this stuff, but this just automates all of it and makes it so it only takes 1 second and you've got a LinkedIn post. Whereas if you were doing it by yourself, you have to come up with the idea, you have to write it all yourself, and it's just a bit of an effort. So this is a really perfect one for saving time. So you're gonna obviously want to have a trigger. So this could be once a day. I've got once a day at 4 p.m. This will trigger. And then I've got an LLM here. This is basically coming up with the idea. So I'm using DeepSeek just because I've got Gemini working here quite a lot. But Gemini is a bit more expensive. So I was like, I may as well use DeepSeek to come up with the idea, which is the only part that really you can use. Well, this is like the cheapest and kind of most simple prompts you're going to do in this whole flow. So I thought may as well just use DeepSeek. I'll make it bigger so you can kind of see. Yeah, basically I'm just telling it to come up with an idea for my niche. So in this example, it's marketing agencies, and yeah, I'm just coming up with an idea which is kind of curiosity driven, with a proactive title and kind of an idea that's going to be relevant to current sort of affairs, and it's going to be kind of obviously to do with my offer. So predictable meetings, cold outreach systems, stuff like that. Talks about what I do, and then yeah, you kind of just output it as JSON. I don't think I actually have outputted it as JSON here. Oh no, I have. Yeah, so you want to, with the output, you want to make it JSON just to make it easier so you have the variables. Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have to use the same prompt as me. I'm assuming you're not going to, because you're going to have a different offer, but this is kind of what you want to do. And then user prompt is pretty much just reiterating the system prompt, to be honest. And yeah, and then output prompts, and the output parser, you want to get the title. So this is going to be useful later on for naming the image file. So that's not going to be used at all in the actual post, but yeah, this is the idea summary, and that's what you're going to feed into Gemini later on. But yeah, that's basically coming up with the idea. So once this is executed, an idea is created. So that's important, obviously. Then we have the actual writing of the post. So this is in Gemini. You guys can obviously do whatever model you want, ChatGPT, for example. But yeah, I'm using Gemini. So you're a highly experienced marketing copywriter and the owner of an AI cold outreach agency. Task is generate short, high impact in LinkedIn post, max 800 characters. Yeah, you don't want to have it too long, obviously, because it's LinkedIn that people just skim through stuff. So yeah, goal, drive conversions by persuading marketing and sales professionals to comment / click to a call to action. So it's really important you have a call to action. So you can see in this one, I have a link to a kind of landing page for marketing agencies where they can kind of just come, read everything, book in a call. We've got a Loom video here as well. So that's one of the call to actions. And then this one from yesterday is just comment autopilot below for the details. So if someone comments, I send them over all the specifics, and then yeah, now they're warm lead. So you want to have a CTA. Yeah, you guys can just come here, read, see what I've done here. I will have this in the description, so you guys can just take the template. But yeah, you guys obviously, if you want to build it yourself and make it custom, you can come and do that. Yeah, I'm not going to read all this, but yeah, this is sort of what I've got here. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Well, I don't know. Yeah, guys can read through. You just want to give as much sort of context as possible. Output format, again, you want to output two things. This is actually important. This LLM here is going to output not just the actual content of the LinkedIn post, but it's also going to output a prompt to create an image based on this post. So it's really important that you get the image prompt in this same LLM, because you need the image to really line up perfectly with what you're talking about. So it's key that you do both of the prompt generation and the actual content generation in this. So yeah, that's the only thing I have to say. Everything else is just all kind of context and just little requirements. Yeah, so this is CTA instructions, image prompt requirements. This image prompt requirement, because I've got this kind of style of image, I want to keep this kind of look for the rest of my posts, because it's a good look if all of your images are the same, so people can come and see you have some sort of kind of theme going on. So I've got the kind of graphic style all written down here. Obviously, you're probably not going to have the same exact look of an image as mine, so this will be custom. What I did to get this kind of custom explanation is I spent some time on Gemini generating images that I would maybe want. So I gave it like an idea and I said generate an image, and then I kept doing that until I found something like this that I liked. And then I said, can you create like a sort of prompt that explains this image style? And then it did that, and then I just chucked it into this system prompt here. So that's the best way to kind of describe what you're doing. But yeah, that's the system prompt for actually content and generating the image prompt. Yeah, feel free to pause and read, but yeah, obviously yours is going to be a bit different. And then the user is just basically getting the idea summary from the previous DeepSeek LLM, and then yeah, just follow all constraints defined. Yeah, that's basically it. And then the output parser is LinkedIn post, so that's the entire text. Obviously this is an example, this is like what it's going to look like. Yeah, and then the image prompt as well. So you're going to have two outputs here. A professional minimalistic graphic art, so that's it, kind of explaining what this is. But yeah, you're obviously going to have whatever your image style is, you're going to have that kind of explanation as well. So yeah, that's the actual generation of the text. Now we want to download an exemplar image. So I'm gonna hop into my drive and I'll show you what I mean by this. LinkedIn posting. So this is what you're going to be downloading. I've got a LinkedIn image example. So this is going along with what I said before. You're going to want to create with some back and forth with whatever model you're using, Gemini or whatever image generation model you're using. You don't want to do some back and forth until you get some kind of image that relates to your offer that you like. So some sort of style like this, or it doesn't have to look like this, but this is what I landed on and I was happy with this kind of style. Then I downloaded the image, saved it into my Google Drive. So I made a folder called LinkedIn posting, saved it in my drive, and then you're going to want to download it with Google Drive node. So Google Drive account, resource file, operation download by URL, and then you're just going to want to get the URL. It's pretty simple. You just go here, share, and then copy link, and then you're just going to paste that there, and then output field is data, just to make it simple. And I think that's everything. I would always output data, but I think you don't. I don't know if you need that or not, but yeah, that's everything you need. And that's going to download the image, so it has a kind of idea, and then you're going to want to come in and analyze the image. I know with N8N, Gemini has an inbuilt analyze image node. Depending on your LLM, you're going to have to do probably an API request to analyze it, or you might be able to do it through like an AI agent or something. But I know Gemini allows you to do just locally kind of come in and then analyze audio. You can do a bunch of things, so that's why I like Gemini for this. But whatever kind of model you use, there's always going to be a way to do it. So I've got an analyze image node here. I've got Gemini 2.5 Flash. You can make it stronger. You can just do 2.5 Pro, whatever model you want, but I'd rather just save the credits because this seems to work enough. You can see the similarities quite simply there. So analyze image, pick your model. You don't need a text input. Well, I don't have one at least. It might be better having text input and maybe giving some sort of context to your image might improve your result. But you got the input type, binary files, and then the input data, which was the previous output. So remember how we had data here? You're just getting that same variable and then putting it here. And then simplify output. I think that was already like that. And then, yep, that's everything you need for that. Then I like to wait 10 seconds before I generate, because I have had some issues when you're analyzing and then straight away generating. So I liked waiting a bit just for precautions. And then you want to obviously generate your new image. So this is where you take your image prompt. So that's what you generated from this LLM here, which was the content and the image prompt. You're going to take that, put it into a new LLM here, which is generate an image. Again, this is locally done with Gemini. Depending on your model, you might not be able to do that. You might need to do an API or stuff like that. Yeah, generate an image. So you can come and do that there. You're going to, again, I'm doing 2.5 Flash image nano banana. So I think you could do, I think that might be I'm not sure if that's the best one. Yeah, depending on your plan, obviously, but yeah, then you want to have obviously the image prompt, and then this is the concept of my image. I want you to use similar stylistic aspects from the previous. This is the variable you'll get from the analyze. So the analyze image will give you, I might just run it so you guys can see what I mean, because I actually need to generate an image, so I'll quickly run it. Might take a while, but while that does it. This is just the output of the analyze image node. So it's going to just output a bunch of text explaining all the colors and stuff in really detailed wording. So you just chuck that in there and then do a kind of prompt like this. Quite a simple prompt. You could probably make it more detailed to make it more accurate to what you want, but yeah, for this, that works for me at least. And then now we want to upload the file to the drive. I'll just wait till this works so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is the image prompt from the first Gemini. And then this is the concept of the example image. So that's going to be, this is what it sounds like. This image is a digital graphic with a dark blue speckled background reminiscent of Starry Night or digital space. So it's got a really detailed explanation of the stylistic aspects. So you want to chuck that in to your prompt here. So that's exactly what you do for the generate image. Then we want to upload the file. So I actually will generate the image. I'll just run this because I actually do need to generate one for today. So this will take a few seconds and then I'll show you how to upload the file. So you can see in my drive here, I have past images. So this is where all my old images go. So these are all the, whenever an image is generated, it gets uploaded into here. You can see what I've done here. So file, upload, data, file name, that's the, I'll show you, this variable comes from the first DeepSeek one. We want to remember how we created a title and idea summary. We want to get that title and make it the title of the image. And then you want to do drive, past images, and then you just want to upload that, your new, upload your new image into that Google Drive folder. So input data, that's exactly what the generate image was. And then we want to append to row. So this is where I'll jump in quickly. I've got a Google Sheet which kind of shows everything done here. So this is my post from yesterday. I mean, that's the post from 2 days ago. This is my post from yesterday. I'm not sure why that says posted with the, I might have to fix up that status stuff, but yeah, I'm basically chucking all of the variables in here. Yeah, so the idea, again, that comes from the first DeepSeek. The text, that comes from the Gemini, so that's just the post. The image link, we get the image link when we, let me run this actually. Let me upload the file to Drive, and I'll show you what happens with the image link. We want to get the web view link, so that's the basically the link that just lets us, this isn't even a super important step, but yeah, that's the new one I generated today, so I actually like that. That's a good image. But yeah, you just want to make it so you can easily view all of your posts in your Drive. I know some people make it so it doesn't post straight away. It goes into like a review stage, and then people can manually review it, and then they can kind of check, yep, I like that image, yeah, I like that text, and then they post it from there. But I've just made it so it automatically posts, saves me time, you know, I just click it and then it's done. So yeah, so I'm gonna chuck everything in and then status waiting. So yeah, run that, and then everything gets added into the sheet. Here you can see waiting, everything's here. And then the next steps is where it actually posts. So now we want to download the file. So we're downloading the image now. I know it's a lot of downloading, uploading stuff, but that's just how it has to happen. File download by URL and then json.image. Yep, so we're getting that from the Google Sheet. So it's the exact same file as, it's the exact same as the web view link. But I've just got it in the sheet now, so yeah, we're downloading it. Then this is where we actually create the LinkedIn post. So I'll explain kind of how we get the API and stuff. So you're going to want to come to LinkedIn developers, and you're going to need to have a LinkedIn account, obviously, and a LinkedIn company. So you don't actually need like anything for the company. I just created one. You don't need any proof or anything. You just need to make a company name that's unique, so not already on LinkedIn, and you need to upload a profile picture of the company. It takes 2 seconds, and then you can come here and then create an app. So I've used marketing poster, and then I come to auth. You want to get your client ID, primary, client secret. You want to get them, and then obviously you guys know how to put those into N8N. You just go, LinkedIn, create a post, and then I've already got a LinkedIn account, but you would create a new account and then add your client secret, client ID. And there's another step as well. When you go to your OAuth 2.0 settings, you want to add let me see if I can find it just to help you guys out. I'll go to my second one. You want to get this link and then come over here, edit, and then add a redirect URL, add it. I've already got it, so I'm not going to add it, but you want to add that URL. That's basically just going to make it so you can actually send stuff back and forth. And then when you come to products, you want to get these 2 products, sign in with LinkedIn using OpenID Connect, and then share on LinkedIn. They're the only 2 that you need to do posting. They're going to be just in here. So you request access. You don't actually have to request, you can just get it straight away. And that's everything with the setup. Yeah, if you have any questions about the setup, there's plenty of YouTube videos explaining it in better detail. That's how I did it. I just watched a YouTube video, it took like 2 minutes, and I figured out how to do all of it. I've given you the general gist though. And then you want to do post, create, person. You want to get your person. Obviously, that's going to pop up straight away because you've connected with your client ID and stuff. JSON text. So that's the text from your Google Sheet. So that's basically just reiterating this LinkedIn post from the first one. And then you want to do media category, image, and then input binary field, and then data. So that's what my file was called when I generated it. It was just called data. And then additional fields, I have nothing else here, I don't think. And that's everything you need to create the post. And then once we create it, so I'll actually do it now. Takes a little bit of time, obviously. And then now we've posted it. Now we just mark it as posted in the Google Sheet. So go to the same Google Sheet. We want a column to match idea, so it matches up with the same idea. And then we just want to make status posted. So we know instead of waiting, it's posted. I'll run that as well just to mark it. And there we go. That's the entire flow. So yeah, hope that was easy to follow along with. I'll probably will have the template in the description as well, so you can just download this if you want. But obviously everyone's prompts are gonna be different depending on your niche and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, any questions, leave them in the description, and let me know if you want to see another topic or automation tutorial. But yeah, thanks for watching.